Today's problem, Dr. Osmond has asked us to solve the problem that's on the screen. It says your company manufactures circuit boards and other electronic parts for various commercial products. To solve part A, it says based on an after-tax actual dollar analysis, what is the maximum amount that your company can afford to spend on a total project using the PW method of analysis. So the first step is to list out all your given information, so we know the cost basis is $220,000. And then in the problem statement, it also says increased revenues in year $0 are estimated to be $360,000. Increased annual expenses in year $0 are estimated to be $239,000. The estimated market value of the equipment in actual dollars is $40,000 at the end of a 6-year analysis period. General price inflation is estimated to be 4.9% per year, and the total increase of annual revenues is 2.5%. The expenses is 5.6%, and the MAR after tax is 10% per year, with the tax rate being 39%. So with all that given information, put that in our Excel sheet. That dollar amount. We have our inflation. It's going to be 4.9%. These next few are also going to be percents, so we can just highlight those. Our increase in revenue is going to be 2.5%. Increase in expenses is going to be 5.6%. Our after-tax MAR is going to be equal to 10%. And then our tax rate is going to be 39%. So now with all this information, we can start our cash flow diagram for the beginning of the problem. Year 0, 1. And then we'll need one more down here for that $40,000 estimated market value at the end. We'll make our revenue column. And an expenses column. So we don't have anything here, and then for the first, at the end of year 1, since it's increasing by an amount, we're going to have the initial, which needs to be that. Plus this amount times the increased revenue percentage, which needs to be an absolute reference. We'll do it one more time. And then you can just drag this down. End up with 417 at the very end of that. And then in your expenses column, we have negative 220,000 because that is the cost to buy in the new equipment. And then this at the end of the year, we'll start this same thing that we did with the revenue side. So add that to the increase. This actually needs to be negative. And we're going to do the same thing we did in the revenues column again and add this times the increase in expenses. Again, need to make this an absolute reference. And we can drag this all the way down. I end up with $331,422.06 at the end of year 6 in expenses. So with that information, and all this is in actual dollars, so now we can make our before tax cash flow in actual dollars by just taking this column and adding this column. Since all these values are already negative, you just have to add them, and we drag these all the way down to there. And then at the end, in this second year 6, we will now insert our 40,000 market value at the end of year 6. So now that you have all this, we need to take into account the depreciation factors, which are in the lectures in this module. They're just given in a table. So we'll go all the way down to year 6. Just input these values real quick. Okay, so now to get the next part that we need for this problem, you're going to take this value and multiply it by this 220,000. Enter. You should get 44,000, and then you can just drag this all the way down to year 6. Oh, that needs to be an absolute reference up there. There we go. So now you can just take this column and actually bring it up here. And you'll have all those values already going in your table. So now we need to figure out our taxable amount for this problem. To do this, you're going to take your before tax cash flow and subtract it from the depreciation value. Oh, this actually needs to be moved down just one. There we go. I'm going to do this one minus this. Enter. And then again, you can just drag this all the way down. You'll have $73,395.57 in the last year 6. And then again, we're going to move this part over as well, so we don't forget about it, leaving it off beforehand. So now to calculate the taxes on each year, we're going to take the taxable amount. Well, we don't have to do it for year 0. We're going to do it starting year 1. You take the taxable amount here and multiply it by your tax rate that was given in the initial problem. Make sure to absolute reference that. You should get $28,320.24, and then Again, you can just drag this down. This time we're going to drag it down to right here because we need to take into account the fact of taxes on that $40,000. So after you do that, now we can create our after-tax cash flow in actual dollars. And to do that, you're just going to take your before-tax cash flow in actual dollars and subtract it from taxes. Take that and you can drag that all the way down. Hit enter. And that's what you should have for actual dollars. Now to simplify this, we need to combine these two year sixes because those are going to be together when we do the real dollar amount and the present worth value. So to do that, we're just going to do this, drag this all the way down again, and then here we're going to add this one and this one. Should have $81,843.30 right there for that. Make this bigger so we can see it all. So now that we have the after-tax cash flow in actual dollars, we can solve part A of the problem, which again asks us for the maximum amount the company can afford to spend on the total project using PW method of analysis. So it's pretty straightforward actually. For this, you're going to do equals, and you're going to do this, negative $220,000, add, you're going to go to formulas, we're going to add in the NPV formula. Your rate is going to be your 10%, the after-tax MAR, and then the values are going to be right here, including the combined at the end of year 6, the 81,000. Just hit enter. That'll give you $136,561.46, but that's not the final answer because it wants to know the maximum amount that the company can spend. So the max amount is actually going to be equal to this plus the original cost basis of $220,000. So $356,561.46 is what the maximum that the company can afford to spend on this project. So part B of the question asks us to develop and show your after-tax cash flow in real dollars. So this is also pretty straightforward. In real dollars, what you're going to do is use the PV formula under the financial tab. Your rate is going to be the inflation rate because we want to know what all this is worth now. So, and then the N is going to be the year 0. We don't have a payment. And then the future value is going to be this 220 before, which we need to, I believe that needs to be negative. Done. Should just be able to drag this all the way down. Oh, we have to absolute reference this rate. Now we should be able to redrag this down, get the correct answers. So this would be your after-tax cash flow in real dollars, which is the answer to part B. And that's how you solve the problem listed for the extra credit for this week.